Hey, welcome back to This Week on Josh's Real Estate Jam. And this week we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to put together a compilation of a bunch of different small, short videos for you because I keep getting this same question I want to take advantage of this market. I want to sell because I know I can make a lot of money on my house. I just don't know where or how I would buy a house because it's so competitive on this side. So what I'm going to do is these 13 short videos, about 30 seconds a piece, they give great information on what you can do if you want to sell in this market, but you're not exactly sure how you would buy a house or where you'd buy a house. So stick around, take a listen. If you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If you've been thinking about cashing in on the seller's market that we're currently experiencing in the Tacoma, Seattle area to maximize your profits, but not sure where you'd go, then this video is for you. Our first tip of 10 is I would invite you to consider buying a new construction home. Many builders have off-market inventory and others have spec homes or inventory homes that they are already building. Depending on your timeline, you may be able to lock in your new home and then work on getting yours sold. If you're thinking about selling and this may interest you, DM me today. If you want to sell your home because of how hot the seller's market is, but not sure where you'd buy, consider buying land and then building your custom dream home. Lots of land usually are going to be at the lower cost up front, either if you're buying with cash or with a loan. And you can spread the cost over a longer period of time. You can build your dream home now or at a later date after you sold your current home and cashed in on your equity. If you've been thinking about selling or have questions, DM me today. If you're thinking of selling your home in the Tacoma, Seattle, super hot seller's market, but you don't know where you'd buy, consider a bridge loan. This is a short-term loan in its simplest form that can be used when you don't have the cash up front to finance the purchase of your new home before you sell your current home. A bridge loan may give you the leverage that you need to get into your new home without selling your current home today. If you have questions or are thinking about selling, DM me today. If you'd like to take advantage of our hot seller's market, but you don't know where you'd buy, consider a HELOC, a home equity line of credit. This is an option to get more money today. A HELOC is a revolving line of credit against your home that allows you to have finances to do large projects or upgrades within your current home, or use it for a down payment on a new home. This way you don't have to sell your current home immediately in order to buy. If you've been thinking about selling your home today or have questions about this, DM me. So you want to cash in on today's hot seller's market, but you're not sure where you'd buy. I'd like you to consider a short-term rental for 3 to 6, maybe 9 months. This will give you a little bit of breathing room, just enough time to find your new place. This will allow you to have the equity of the sale of your current home in hand, time to find exactly what you want, and make sure that the financing is airtight, all without a home contingency, and this makes your offer much stronger. If you've been thinking about selling in this market, DM me today. Here's tip 6 of 10. If you want to sell in this crazy hot seller's market, but don't know where you'd buy, you can always explore less competitive areas or different price point brackets. Right now in the Seattle-Tacoma area, we have just over 2 weeks worth of inventory on the market. And as we've talked about before, that is a seller's market. There are areas that are slightly more saturated and could be less competitive than some specific neighborhoods or towns. Some areas also have a lot of new construction that may or may not be currently on the market. To discuss your situation and answer any questions, shoot me a DM today. So you're thinking about selling your home in this hot seller's market, but you're not sure exactly where you'd buy? One option is you can submit a contingent offer. This is where you place an offer on a new home, and then when it's accepted, you have a short timeline to put your current home on the market. Now, this certainly isn't the easiest option in today's current buying climate, but it is a doable option with the right strategic plan and the right agent. If you have any questions or you're thinking about buying but need to sell, DM me today. If you're thinking about taking advantage of this seller's market, but you're not sure how to juggle selling your current home and purchasing another one, then this is for you. Consider a leaseback. This is where you put your home on the market and get a strong offer, and we negotiate a leaseback from the current buyer. This allows you to stay in your current home for sometimes up to 120 days after you've collected the equity from the sale. Sometimes you may need to pay rent to the new buyer, but we can negotiate terms that are more often advantageous to you. If you have any questions, DM me today. Here's tip 9 of 10. If you want to sell your home for top dollar, but you're not sure where you'd buy, consider an extended closing. Traditionally, a closing takes between 30 and 45 days from signing the contract to closing escrow. Depending on your situation, we may be able to negotiate a longer period of time for your current house to close. So if we were able to extend your closing so that you have 60 to 90 days and then pair that with a leaseback, that gives you a lot of breathing room and flexibility to find your next home. If you'd like to find out more about this or have any questions, DM me today. Tip 10 of 10. If you're thinking about taking advantage of this super hot seller's market in the Tacoma, Seattle area, but don't know where you'd buy, here's another idea. It's not a typical strategy, but we could look at seller financing if we can find a flexible seller. Most sellers will want to close quickly to collect their equity as soon as possible, but some sellers may be willing to work with us on a short seller financing timeline. So we could get into the new home, get your current home on the market, and sell that quickly. If you have any questions or need to sell your home in order to buy, DM me today. Oh yeah, here's your first bonus tip. Do you want to take advantage of this crazy hot seller's market, but need to buy a home as well? Consider a 1 to 2 month stay at an Airbnb or a VRBO after you sell your current home. This allows you to sell your current home, collect the equity, and gives you extra time to find your dream home without any seller contingencies. To find out more or to ask any questions, DM me today. Bonus tip number 2. Trying to take advantage of the super hot seller's market in the Tacoma, Seattle area, but don't know where you'd buy your next home? Here's an outside the box idea that only this type of seller's market will support. Put your current house on the market, receive multiple offers, and put a seller contingency within the offer. This contingency states that you, the seller, have 120 days before your home closes in order to find a new house and get your offer secured, or the offer for your current home is null and void. If you have any questions, DM me today. Bonus tip number 3, consider this strategy a loan recast. Here you put a non-contingent offer on a new home. Once you get it under contract and you close, then we put your current home on the market and sell it for top dollar. On the new home that you just purchased, you make 6 payments on time. Then your lender can use the down payment amount that you would like off the sale of your past home and recast your current loan structure with the amortization of 6 months less than your total term and lower monthly payments. If you got any questions, DM me.